Hello, I'm Moris, but you knew that already, I'd imagine. And I'm back on Pharaoh, playing Pharaoh. Today we'll be working our way through Saqqara, which is an interesting mission, given that it's the first mission in which we can build an actual pyramid. Pyramids, which I might add, are the entire reason I bought this game as a child. Because Egyptians and pyramids, and oh, they look so cool. Boy, do I love ancient Egypt. I'm 6 years old. Roadblocks? What are those? Can you eat them? Storage yards. Let's ignore them for a while, shall we? You can imagine how well that went. But I had a blast. So yeah, let's play through the campaign as an actual rational, sapient person. And not someone with the intelligence of, well, I suppose a plant. Resume our family history. It's already telling us we have invented meadow farming. Irrigation, water lifts, blah 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 blah. Preserving the dead. And the mortuary. But first, let's read the mission briefing.
The accession of Pharaoh Joseph to the throne of Egypt
Pharaoh
has ushered in
Joseph.
a new era of wisdom, learning, and artistic achievement. A royal cemetery is to be established at Saqqara to serve as the eternal resting place for nobles such as Hezre and Kabo Saqqar, Pharaoh's trusted courtiers. But this site should also contain a monument the like of which the world has never seen before. I, the Pharaoh's royal vizier Imhotep, have conceived a new form of sacred tomb for Pharaoh. Unlike the low mud brick mastabas of prior pharaohs, this tomb shall rise toward the heavens as if it were comprised of several mastabas placed one on top of the other. And what's more, this stepped pyramid shall be constructed entirely of stone, that it may endure the passage of the eons. Deep within, a sarcophagus of solid granite shall hold Pharaoh's body for his eternal rest. Priests at the necropolis of Abjadu have perfected the art of using linen to embalm the dead, thus opening the door to everlasting life to all Egyptians. Our trading post at the Salima Oasis still thrives, and from there you may import ebony from Africa. Pharaoh has given you a generous supply of cash to get started on this project. Do not let him down.
Okay, so yeah, that's our briefing now. What we have to do is build this damn city. We built this city from rock and roll. Smack down the difficulty. And first take a look at what we have for building. Got a bunch of sand, which is to be expected. This is ancient Egypt. Got gold mines and stone mines. We need a stone for the pyramids, and we need the gold for, well, money. But I suppose it's the easiest way to start building an economy. So, with that being said, a housing block. How about up? No, pyramid's pretty tiny actually. We can make a hunting lodge, so we can start feeding our people nice and early. But of course we'll be wanting, actual food. In the form of farms eventually. Farms that will be producing pomegranates. And only pomegranates. Now, what can we trade? Oh yeah, whoops. Forgot to disable my taskbar. Because the bottom part of the map, the one with the part with the relevant information gets cut off otherwise. So Mennefer will sell us barley, which is good, we won't be able to get barley otherwise. Oh no, sorry, it buys barley. It sells pots and papyrus. Buys bricks, but we can't make bricks. Can't make luxury goods either. We could make beer, I suppose, if someone sells us the barley. Yeah, we can make that. Could probably sell plain stone. No, that's limestone. But that sells granite, which is good. We'll apparently be needing that. buys linen and stuff that we can't really produce. So I think our main point here is that we need to... Oh, it buys pottery. Abu. I think we can make pottery. I hope we can. Kerma sells ebony, it said, right? Ebony luxury goods and buys jewelry luxury goods. If we really cared about our city, we could start importing some of that. Importing to maintain whatever. Because if you have two sources of luxury goods, it's something that's necessary to progress to the final stages of the mansions, essentially. Scribal housing. Salima Oasis also buys pots. And papyrus too. Our raw materials are... No, we don't have access to clay. We're going to have importing every single damn thing. Thankfully. What do we have? Ra, Ptah, and Bast. Temple Conquest to Ptah. I'd imagine so. He was associated with Imhotep from what I remember. Let's see about making a housing block. Buonasera, Mordcarb. Nice to see you around. Yeah. Come to witness my great incompetence, I see. So we want a housing block. I'd imagine one here would be good, so we can have access to the farms, we can have access to our plain stone quarries. Alternatively, because we will want a housing block around here as well to deal with the... We could have a housing block here in the corner. Well, I'm here to give you a little refresh and a bit of practice time, so come tomorrow or whenever it is that you see your students again, you'll be able to have even more skills at detecting and dealing with incompetence. Now I think this corner here might actually be the best place to make our housing block. Something like this. Connect up to the gold, to the stone, and we can build our second housing block over here somewhere. Yeah, I like that idea. It's on pause. Can't build while it's paused, for whatever reason. Let's do it here. Let's be smart about this. Some sort of insect in here. Let's go for the classic 1, 2, 3, 4 block. This block should be just about the right size for our needs. And let's immediately start by plonking down some houses. If the plural of mouse is mice, is the plural of house heis? It probably isn't. Another thing that we'll be wanting to do, since we have so much money, is building a pavilion. It's not necessary, but I like having one early on because it means that I don't forget to build it later. Build our water supply here. Our firehouse and our architect's post. Our police station, I suppose, can be plonked over here. No. Plonk you there. To immediately get a temple to Ptah going, because he gets all pissy being our patron deity. What else do we need? A physician is always good because we've been having a few plagues before, and I don't like that. Dentists and apothecaries are also very useful. Dentist we don't need yet, but I'll just build it. Might as well, it only takes up 2 labor. Build the bazaar all the way here in the corner so it doesn't disturb anyone. Most of our people should remain happy. Actually, I'll torch. we wanted to build a village palace. Let's do that. And whilst building it in the middle would mean I optimize in terms of... How can I call it? There's a word for it. I know there is. I optimize in terms of desirability effect, because this is a nice place to live by. If I place it here, it just means I'm using up all this corner of space that I wouldn't otherwise used. That's how it happened. Employees needed. Classic. Now that we've actually gotten something working, let's start scouting out places to build our water lift and all that. Build a water lift here and then start making our farms. Yeah, I like that idea. I like that idea a lot. Also, what do you mean, low wages deter immigrants? We're paying out as much as everyone else. Chill out, game. Now, let's see. You need irrigation ditches. You're pretty finicky to get working, so let's place you first. Okay. And do something like this. Build a firehouse and an architect's post over here. To make sure our town doesn't burn to the ground like it did. A couple missions back, actually, there was a big, raging, stonking great fire. Okay, made a mistake here. Mistake again. This is why I tried to plan things out before, and I never do. Or I should plan things out before. Let's build a firehouse. The incompetence is already well underway. We can begin constructing a granary over here. In this little corner of how can I call it? Non-meadows. Okay, you've got road access, but I need road access for you. And we want to be smart about it. If we do something like this, and actually do it properly. I like sectioning off the little areas so the walkers don't get too confused and... Hey, Vama! Mi italiano non è bueno, ma io so poche parole. Yes, you know few words. And it's just a little correction, it's not bueno, that's Spanish, it would be buono. So yeah, I hope you don't mind that. Me just pointing that out. Italian's a lovely language, but it helps if you've spoken it, you know, your entire life. 99% fertile land, just what I like to hear. We're not producing much food, but we are producing food. And it's always a start. You're close. No cigarillo quite yet, but hey. You can't learn without putting yourself out there a little, I guess, so don't worry about it. I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to help with your Italian, if if that's something you want in life. I'm building lots of shrines, so that... Shrine to Ra... Another one to Ptah. Totus lingua latina vulgaris est. I agree. To some extent. I wasn't the biggest fan of Latin. You took several years in college. Oh. Wow. Yeah, I can understand that. I had a few years of French back in middle school, and well, middle school teaching is pretty atrocious even at the best of times. But I should remember more than I actually do. German, on the other hand, though. Ich kann ein bisschen durchsprechen. Just a little bit. Enough that I understand it better than I can speak it. And my writing in German. Atrocious. Atrocious even at the best of times. And I've already made a mistake. I can't quite put you there. You're too fat for that. Nein, sprechende Deutschlander. Ja, kein Deutsch hier. Kein Deutsch. That firehouse has to go. You'll make him learn German more. Whether he likes it or not. Do seem to recall the Germans doing things whether you like it or not happened at some point in history. I don't think it was... Many people appreciated it though. "13 different definite articles. Oh, just be like me and you don't learn them. But you still somehow get your B2 certification. God knows how. I'm gonna burn down the granary. It's one tile. Actually, try to be smart and... we can be even more smart about this. Do this. And try to squeeze a granary in whatever space remains, I suppose. So here, build an irrigation ditch around the back here. Actually, we can be even smarter about this. 3 dirty das. And cases, but so do Romance languages. Not Italian off the top of my head. It doesn't have like things like accusative and all that, but that is just simply off the top of my head. You can probably imagine I wasn't the best grammar student in Italian either. It's a miracle I know any grammar at all, in fact. One declension. Yeah. There are definite similarities between Latin and German, at least in the grammar structure, from what I remember. At least the names have been preserved, which I find quite amusing. The Germans, proud warriors from many tribes, actually, but who bested the Romans in many ways, now have a grammar based on the Roman grammar. It amuses me to some degree. Yeah. Latin was high school for me too. Latin's a big thing in Italy. Like to keep it because it's part of our heritage, you know, but... Whilst I do appreciate the... some of the things I learned, especially in literature, I did not like it. Nominative, genitive, vocative, dative, ablative, there's another one as well, and accusative. That should be how they translate to roughly. At least that's how they were called in Italian, but, you know, Englishized. 500 souls live in our town. What pushes them to be here? I'm not sure. Let's see if we can get every one of these places staffed up and crank up the speed just a little. The is the. Yeah. German shed vocative and ablative. And I'd say it's absolutely for the best. Nothing of value was lost. Okay, looks like he's got poor access to workers, but what can we do? I suppose we could build a housing block here. And connect you up this way. Thankfully, mining for gold in this game doesn't create inflation, unlike EU4. Otherwise, we'd absolutely be scuppered. Slowly but surely, we're making food. Apparently, we are very cultured. Because we have dentists. We don't even have entertainment in this damn place. But we have a dentist. Enough for 1,400 people. Good, but could be better. Let's see if we can improve that. What's our employment situation looking like? Unemployment. Hey! Hey, Euro. Nice to see you back. Did you manage to get Pharaoh running yet? No, well, properly, I mean. Streamable, because you did have it running, but... Yeah, following the rules, and then everything's fine. It's fine. Ordnung muss sein, I believe you say. Employees needed. But considering how pissy you guys get when there's even like one bit of unemployment, I'll take it. Ooh, you're welcome. I'm glad you did. I'll be looking forward to your Pharaoh streams then. Should be making a decent amount of money thanks to... Jesus Christ, what's... No workers live nearby, look. You had workers before, you should have them still, because I lengthened the amount of exposure to workers you should be having. Still, intermittent money is better than no money. Start quarrying out some stone. Yeah, English, what was it, like 6 other languages in trench coat? I believe I heard that one. Yeah, mentioning just German in general does tend to derail conversations in one way or another. Not necessarily for the better. We've got a metric crap ton of food, which is good because we do need it. Don't know what to build a granary though. Dealer hum. I suppose we could build another granary here. Not the most efficient thing, but I don't really know what to do with this space otherwise. Yeah, let's build it. Let's build you over here. Sure. And connect you guys up. Oop. Make a nice and ordered city. Saqqara is a much nicer mission than... whatchamacallit. The horrors that were... the last one. Abu, I believe it was. Was it Bedet? I can't remember which one it was. Might have been Abu. Yeah, it was Abu. Aw, I'm sorry to hear that. I'll check out the VOD. Just to give it a... I think he might have been streaming when I was sleeping. Mordcarb and I, yes, not me and Mordcarb. Okay, so short by 15 employees, that can be dealt with. Gods. The gods are bastards, as the famous, infamous webcomic goes. No, web series, sorry. Haven't read it. Really just read the Zombie Knight. If anyone knows that, I'll be mightily surprised. Perhaps we should make our clown college, or dance school, since we have all this empty space. Let's build more houses while we're at it. We seem to have most of the stuff that we need down, minus the courthouse. The courthouse will be... well, we can place the courthouse in this corner. I also want to place my personal mansion here. I'll place a personal mansion here next to the farms. I can live my little Animal Crossing dream, I suppose. Oh yes, absolutely. Ancient Egyptian dance-offs. We are... The Egyptians are very dance-centric people, don't you know? Too little entertainment, don't you worry, we've got dancers on the job right now. Dancers and musicians and very own local clown college coming right up. Okay, we don't have workers for the clown college, but I assure you it's coming. We produce enough food for a quadrillion people, 2,000 people. Yeah, and we're officially the royal judge, so we can judge them better. We can put on a pouty face and whenever our pomegranates are late. Because apparently that's all we can grow here. We didn't bring any other seeds. We had lettuce and chickpeas in the last mission, but we forgot to bring them along. Anyway, we've sort of... everything should be going fine, so we can crank it up to 90. Wait for the money to start flowing in from our mining area. The village palace is a little bit far away though. Far away enough that things, I could have put the village palace otherwise. Because it needs to have some access to lush land. Jesus Christ, Pharaoh. Why do you want game meat from me? Look. Building in a storage yard. Look what I have to do for you, Pharaoh. Special orders accept. None, but half of storage yard for you and whatchamacallit. And I suppose half of it for Plainstone. Wonder what an all pomegranate diet does to your body. Shrapnel. That's a good thought. Although it does make some modicum of sense. Yeah, let's set that to be stockpiled because we don't want our people to be eating the game meat that's for Pharaoh. Also, there's a bunch of hyenas now. Lovely. Now that we set it up and wasted not too much time, let's crank the speed back up. Have our hunters deal with the hyenas. Maybe they count as meat. No, we need ostriches. Ostriches are food. These guys are not. Also, why are you dropping it there and not here? Come on, hunters. bag some fucking ostriches. Still, our finances are surprisingly stable thanks to all this gold. And yeah, I don't really have a good place where to put the village palace that isn't currently being used for farming. How's our employment going? Unemployment of 8%, see? Didn't even build that many more houses. And yet, immediately unemployment. Just get a job, guys. It's not that hard. I'm making all these jobs for you. $400 a you? Yeah, we'll be late. It's okay. We're doing our best, Pharaoh. It's not my fault you asking for random things 4 months early. Moss the 9th. Now we can stop stockpiling the resource. And hopefully we can feed more people because we've been having some trouble feeding everyone due to the lack of granaries and farming in general. Hasn't been too great. But now, watch them see. Yeah, it's a job creator and needs more subsidies. Something trickle down the Nile. Well, if it ain't big corn, it's big pomegranates, so... Somewhere along the line, someone's getting screwed. As long as it's not us. 1,000 people call our city home. God help them. God help each and every one of them. What are our goals actually? Come to think of it. Alright, we need another housing block. This time we'll build a housing block here. So that the mines and these farms will be accessible. That makes a lot of sense. The other option would be to make a housing block here in the middle. To get better access to the gold mines. In terms of employment. That will keep our options more open. But I do like the idea of building here. It looks better to me. So we need to... It'll be a fairly narrow thing and... Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4... 5, 6... Make it about this long. Should be good. Nice little... 1, 2, 3, 4... Having a very sensitive mouse is not very helpful in city builders, I feel. But I cannot be arsed to change it, so... Yes, there are too few jobs, I know. Blah blah blah, the economy falls. But, look at all these jobs I'm about to start making. Checkmate. That looks about right. More importantly, we need a firehouse and an architect's post. The water supply is desirable, so it can live right here, and everyone will be happy. I only really need this block for purely mine-based and farm-related purposes. Have a bit of spaghetti going on here with the roads coming shortly, but let's build a temple to our favorite god, Ptah. At least our favorite on this mission. We'll find a new favorite god next mission. Oh, and speaking of employment, how's it going? Unemployment of 6%. Well, do you know what I say to that? Get... Because you could use some help, the city of Selimo Asia, which grant you some food. Get to freaking work. No. Now we should be able to receive our pomegranates here. Yes, nevertheless, our effort was appreciated. And now they're, well, asking for stuff. Well, try to send us stuff. Should send it to us next month. Oh, city storage yards and granaries, okay. So it didn't necessarily need it to be a storage yard. We got a little corner here. Let's build our other lovely, beloved buildings, such as the dentist and apothecary. Build a few more houses because I know I'll be needing them eventually. Ooh, tax collectors, of course. How could I forget? Everyone loves paying taxes. Said no one ever. Yeah, it's going quite well, actually. I'm surprised by how well it's going. This is highly suspicious. Now that we've got something around here that is doable, say you guys will be connected to this labor pool. And you'll be doing stuff with, well, the labor pool's global actually, but you'll be doing stuff connected to this housing block. And I'll build a bunch of mines here. But also connect some farms up as well. That should be about as far as it can reasonably go. All those job seeker commands. Men. Whilst you will be doing something very similar, but over here. I'll figure out the exact spacings. What is important, however, is that we connect all you guys up. Thanks to the power of roadblock. Connect all that up. Connect this up. And now our city's like actually one big city instead of two little neighborhoods that are existing independently. That means that once we build bazaars, we'll be able to get food flowing in this direction too. And in fact, let's do just that. Let's give the people some food. The starving masses deserve it. Not, but they get all pissy if you don't feed them, so you know how they are, the peasants. The small folk. How's our employment? City's short by 25 employees. Yeah, if it's not unemployed, it's... We don't have unemployment, we have underemployment. Or undermanagement? How can I call it actually? Job shortages. No. Employee shortages, I suppose. But there's got to be a better word for that. Apparently this area of land is pretty shit to live in. Not to worry. Everyone gets a garden. Your life might suck, but you have a garden. So, yeah. Look at where you live. Isn't it grand? Isn't it beautiful? Viability slowly creeps up. We can start placing some more plazas. People are extremely pleased with us. Of course they are. Got another brilliant idea from Moris. Why don't we do this? Yeah, your life might suck, but you have a garden. It's something, I suppose. It's not nothing. It genuinely isn't. Let's start making some more jobs. Made a mistake deleting you earlier, but oh well. I'll be placing down a few more granaries here. Far away enough from the population so they stop complaining. But granaries are stinky and smelly, and they smell of bread and fruit. Probably fermenting, given how long it's been out in the sun. But that's okay. Start building our beloved firehouse and architect's post, which I want to keep on this side so they'll be always staffed, no matter what happens. And start building you guys. Plain stone quarries. No, that's the best we can do here. So I'll inch you up closer, so you'll have to deal with fewer labor shortages, theoretically speaking. And then start building a couple storage yards. Plain stone. Plain stone. And would you look at that, some more plain stone. The gods don't seem to be too happy with us, so let's fix that. More shrines for everyone. Especially around here, this place sucks, so have some shrines, they'll make you happy. Guaranteed. Where should I put the other two? I'll just put them here. Build a couple more to Ptah, in fact. Over here. Next to his temple, so he knows that the shrines belong to him. As they should, of course. It'd be wrong for have a temple and it's being usurped by some other shrines. How's our population going? No serious employment problems, just what I like to hear. What I do want to hear, though, is the lovely sound of a festival square. Jesus is bankrupting us. Going bankrupt over a damn square. Don't know if it's required for the god's blessings, though. That I do not know. We haven't gotten a single one, but we haven't done a single festival. Maybe it's... Let's throw one to Ptah. He's the patron god. And most importantly, let's start building our one and only pyramid. Build it over here. Nice and close to where the stone comes from. Close to the work camps, close to everything really. Everything that matters, at the very least. Yeah, we already fixed you guys up for orders. Yep. Perfect. Now, work camp workers come out here, start working the land. Employees needed, but that's okay. We'll be fine. Trust me. I'm an engineer. One thing that I have forgotten to build is a port. Or dock, I suppose. Yeah, that could be useful. Since a lot of wealth usually does come from trade. Forgetting to build one is not great. Sure, we've got a boatload of dosh from stone, but... Yeah, inland lake. It says inland lake, it's because it's too narrow for a ship to come through here, so just... claims inland lake. So, slight change of plans. We are going to be doing it this way. Jesus Christ, he's begging me for my money now. Pharaoh. What the hell? Stop the fire spreading by doing that. I made a little mistake. This firehouse was sending guys off in this direction. So none of these buildings are fireproof. Thankfully the mines themselves can't burn down. The quarries, sorry. Because, well, the quarries, they're literal bits of stone. I'd be very surprised if they burned down. But they can collapse, which is why they absolutely need an architect's post around here. Gold mine caves in, because apparently the architects can be asked to come over here. Sure thing, man, sure thing. He'd just turn around right at the last second, just be like, nah. That mine over there is just a little bit too far. And we were dead. But the game's generous enough to give us some more money, which I shamefully take. I didn't want to take that money, but I hadn't been paying attention to how much we had. Going to bed one time isn't a bad thing, you just get a massive bailout, because of reasons. Going into debt a second time is when the actual death happens. And instead of Pharaoh just... Oh no, thieves just robbed the tax collector's office. Is it because I didn't build a police station over here? Yep. It's full of thieves. That would explain why we have thieves. Thankfully, Mr. Policeman is... yeah, off to do his job. That was quite dumb of me, though. Exclamation mark idiot in the chat. Oh wait, I'm not Blobber. Have you over here? The desirability of the dwelling area, is it really that bad? You're not living on, like, what's it called? The worst land around. It's not desert. Don't complain. Bizarre, I mean, look at all this food over here, go grab it. Come on, get. A little police brutality will always brighten your day, I feel. So I'm informed by the police. What? Yeah, it makes for good news at least. Like, good. Not as in, yeah, this is good news, but in the sense, you know. Talk about this, yay. Yeah, let's actually remember to put a firehouse and an architect's post over here. Now, we did have someone who would buy something useful, perhaps? No, I suppose Abjadu will buy game meat, but we need that to eat. Don't like trading food. I don't care much for it. But I want someone who will sell me a good amount of clay. Badette will sell clay. Badette will sell clay, if not... Pharaoh sells pots directly, but I don't like buying the finished good when I can just buy the raw materials to make it myself. Yeah, Badette. We will be importing to maintain 1,600. Noob. You have over insert number of years between now and Child Moss playing the game, years of experience. I mean, I started technically when I was like 6 or 7 years old, so that's like 18 years of experience playing this game in the most technical of senses. Yeah. Well, you are technically correct, which is the best kind of correct, I'm told. So this is where we'll be making our pottery. It's a little bit decentralized, but we can have a getting storage yard around here. In fact, let's start building the getting storage yard. Nope. Get. What did you do? Minor blessings, shipwrights, weavers, and jewelers. But we don't have shipwrights, weavers, or jewelers. How are the gods feeling? Ptah's approving. Let's go festival to Bash. She always gives nice bonuses. Bonai. Put a storage out over here and have you accept all the clay. But you, storage out over here, which I'll build momentarily, will get the clay. I think that's how we want it to work, right? Build you right here at the waterfront. Efficient use of space. Clay. Get maximum. Get up to half the yard and actually you get maximum. Build some potters of the Harry variety. Nice, a common festival. And of course we're finally back down to the other side of the pendulum, where we need employees instead of, you know. Oh no, crippling unemployment, we want to kill you. Now we're back at the other side. Build a storage yard over here to accept our clay. Pots, rather. What else can we do? Increase our imports, I suppose. And hope we don't bankrupt ourselves importing clay. Because right now I'm making my money from gold and taxes. Well, it's not that much money, it's just steady money. Decent money. Good money, even. But taxes, yeah, until we get more wealthy, I suppose. What do you mean desirability of the running area? Everyone else is happy with this place. Stop complaining. Until we start getting more higher level houses, we won't be getting too much tax income. This has given us 11 dead ends in tax so far. But if we could go look at our advisor. Last year we got, well, lost a lot of money in theft, but only 1,600 in taxes. Which isn't great, but at least everyone's paying them. In case of emergency, we can always bust open the piggy bank at our personal mansion and have that give us all our, well, a little shot in the arm in terms of money. Also, why is this bazaar so special that it can't go and... What's wrong with the damn bazaar? Construction blessing, just what I was hoping. Bass decides to help us out and builds a bit of our permit for us. You can actually never just quarry stone or do anything. You just place down the monument and eventually the gods will build it for you if they're happy. I find that very, very amusing. I suppose I can remove the roadblock here and... It's a bizarre. Those. Yeah, it's highly bizarre. Maybe they can get some labor access from over here, I don't know. I do not know this. I mean, the stone production is good. We've got enough stone. It's just that poor access to workers, poor access to workers, poor access to workers, poor access to workers. Why have you got poor access to workers? Just send the guy over here. It's not that far. Let's build another house over here. Maybe you'll be happier then. It is a very bizarre. Oops. Burn down some bloke's house. Oh well. That's what you get for... Let's pretend he did something wrong. Suppose we could build a clown college over here. Another construction blessing. But a clown college. Okay, so something is flowing between A and B. Okay, good. But why is this bazaar not sending out a woman to collect stuff? There we go. She finally did. Off she goes. We can increase our population with this, so certainly hope we do. Next, a courthouse has been built over here, but we need one over on this side. Yeah, I'm working on getting more workers, but sometimes you need to spend workers to make workers. You know the saying. Jesus Christ, stop walking by one to plant my work block. This freaking game. I do love it. Okay, now she's coming back with the food. In she goes. And the other lady, this one, comes out and she gives people food. We've got a stage for singing and dancing and everything that's good in life. Also, we need stonemasons. The Masonic Lodge. Oh no, but we don't only need stonemason, we need a fucking carpenter as well. How could I be so stupid? And of course, we need wood for the carpenter. This is usually where I get stuck on pyramids, because I can't be bothered to build the ramps. Slows me down to an annoyingly great degree, I suppose. 3 of you should be enough. And we can add a non-Brit carpenter here. Wages 4. Oh, what a boon to our... You'll work for less and you'll like it. Oh, will you like it. Also, have a medium statue. Dun, dun. Now the Freemasons run this nation. Oh yeah, they run this nation, they own this nation. One could even say that they're the... No, let's not go there. Let's not go there. Okay, quarter yard with you. Actually, who sells wood? Got wood. Got wood. Salim Oasis has got wood. But it's Badet have wood. Abjedu does not have wood. And Mennefer does not have it either. So yeah, only Salim Oasis. Mennefer would be willing to buy... No, who was it that was willing to buy pottery? Abu, okay. So I need to open a trade route to you and start buying your... selling you pot. And then open one to... also open one to Salima so I can buy... Oh no, you also open buy pottery, so I only open one to you for now. Export went over 1200. Whilst wood import to maintain 400. We don't really need any more than 400 wood. Yeah, it's great. I'll just cycle through all the statues nice and quickly. Like, all the statues, thanks to Cleopatra, have 4 variants. Before that, in the base game, they only had 2 variants each. So it's good to start off with the small statues. I'll plonk them down. They don't need to be maintained, so I can just plonk them down somewhere like, I don't know, here. We've got a little busty boy here. I don't care for him much. There's the kitten, which I like a lot. The ram, which I'm also quite partial to. And then this hippo creature. Which, yeah, I don't know. I don't know either. Going for the medium statues. We have this lady right here. This lovely lassie. And she's gonna put me into debt, isn't she? But let's build them somewhere where it actually makes sense to build them. So, I don't know, here. Lovely lassie over here. We have bird. We have creature from your nightmares. And then we have, yeah, sitting down lion woman. The gardens are instead randomized to some degree. But something I don't very much like is that if you build a garden like that, it always becomes a sort of pavilion gazebo structure. So if you build a huge garden, it's just a bunch of gazebos smacked together. But of course we can't forget the large statues. We got man sitting down, ram, man pushing a thing. Oh well, you're too tall to showcase properly. Put you here, right next to my house. And we have tall dude, standing up. Yeah, they're a little bit stuck. Just slightly. Employees needed, yes. But the thing is, if you start getting food... Why aren't you getting food? Like...
Malaria doesn't seem to be a problem here.
Yeah, damn right it isn't a problem here. Got apothecaries. Like it's D&D or something. Fucking fantasy world. No, apparently they had apothecaries even in the real world. Not just in Lord of the Rings and... or anywhere else, actually. So we're producing a good amount of clay. Rather, good amount of pottery. But I don't think anyone else can sell us clay. Off the top of my head, the only place that did sell it was Badet, and they've already sold us all that we can buy. That annoys me greatly. I'd much rather have a ramp up my clay production, but unfortunately it will not be the case. I could always buy pots, but that's expensive. Could start working on making some beer as well, actually. Abjadu sells. Badet does not sell. Barley, I mean. You don't sell. You don't sell. You don't sell, but you do buy. Who else buys? Yeah, only Mennefer buys. Mennefer. Oh no, also Salima. Salima also buys. So we can buy off of you. Since our brewing industry will probably be smaller, let's build a storage yard and you'll be doing the accepting of the barley. Import also 3,200. And we'll be exporting when we're above 1,200. You will also be doing Getting up to half a yard of you. And get up to half a yard of you. How are we doing employment-wise? No employment problem. We have 51 unemployed people. Let's fix that. Might be a little bit uglier, but it is more space efficient. Do this. So 4 breweries working overtime, I hope, to make me money. Because Lord knows the mines themselves aren't cutting it now. I know I could build more, but I don't really want to rethink all this area. And we're back out of that. Look at that. Food. How's the food looking? 3,600 people. Our growing city will need more, of course it will. But what it will also need more of are farms. And we will be building a farm here. Great, now we're in debt again. And a farm here. By the power of Firehouse and Architect's Post. I have the power. Overthrow the Pharaoh, start a republic, and build pyramids for the Chancellor. Which would be me, of course. Most importantly, I wish that were possible. If you piss off Pharaoh enough, similarly to Caesar, he does send off armies against you if your kingdom rating is like below a certain threshold, which is 56 is pretty good. We need how much to beat the mission? 50, so yeah. We've got more than enough kingdom. Unfortunately, much like Pharaoh, you can just... I don't know if he throws in the towel eventually, but... like Caesar, where he's like, pah! Gotten fed up of knocking over every single wine glass in sight. After your stint with Baronomics. And he just sort of gives up, no. That's not the case here. That I know of, I've never pissed them off. I've usually just run myself into a debt trap and I'm just like, yep, time to call it quits, if that happens. But usually there are ways to get out of debt. Be sure that you're, well, producing more than you are spending, really. Export more than you import. Which is just general life advice, I suppose. Or, like our city, become what essentially amounts to the middleman... storage yard. Not docks. We import raw materials and export finished goods. I can't remember what country would do that in real life. Off the top of my head. I know there was one, but that was big on the export-import thing. Probably many, actually. Can I build a storage yard here? Yes. You accept beer. Actually, no. You accept all the barley. You empty out your barley. And accept the beer. I just want to make things a little bit more efficient here. Let's keep on going with this though. I always like having a nice agriculture sector, I suppose you could call it the food sector. Apparently there are people dying somewhere. Probably here. Cover the hyenas. Yep, the hyenas are pretty wild. And we can't send in our military to take over the hyenas, much like we can't take over the Pharaoh. We don't have a military here. No playing soldier for us.
I'm the most popular person in the city. A lot of people need jobs.
Do they? Apparently 9% of the city needs jobs. Or better, to phrase it better, 9% of the people who want jobs need jobs. And 3,000 people for the first time in history. Well, in the city. There clearly have been bigger cities. Like the one we abandoned before. Let's see if we can't get... Oh, no. Now they'll piss at me. No, we can't be having that. Let's go into debt to build shrines to the gods, otherwise they'll kill us. Gold mine what's with these gold mines collapsing? You're opposite an architect. Is it just a random event or something? I have to assume it is at this point, because you're literally opposite the architect. I suppose that's how it's like the inflation thing in U4. Common festival. Gods are looking a bit less annoyed, but Ptah isn't particularly happy looking. Let's give a bunch of money to the city. So we can keep building shrines to the gods who hate us. Fucking bastards. I'm not really building temples to them because it's not especially useful to us at this moment in time. And now we've got massive unemployment. Most of are complaining, oh, not enough workers here. Given to you workers, stop complaining. Let's make people happy and build a little juggler stage somewhere. Question is where. Oh, we can make one right back here. That'll increase our culture. Because we need more juggler stages, apparently. That's... The more juggler stages there are, the more culture there is, don't you know? Oh wait, no, wait. I think I deleted a roadblock here. No, I didn't. Good. That would have been pretty tragic if I found out later. My own private little juggler's stage. What's our food situation looking like? It's enough for 6,000 freaking people. Given that we are... Oh, we could actually try and sell our game meat. Export when over 0. Might as well, I mean... Pomegranates cover our internal food consumption, and game meat will cover our... well, the exportable food. We don't really need a second type of food. Bonsoir. Mind builder. With want instead of eyes, because it makes the name slightly less legible. Now it's August. Let's see if we've managed to export any beer to someone. 400. I don't think we're producing too much beer, but... Actually, come to think of it, why are we sending people around the long way when we could just do this? Ah. Shaved minutes off the delivery time. Minutes, I say. Anyway, to answer your question, Mind Builder, I am doing well. And I hope as many of you are also doing well. Now, we've got a little bit of a beer industry going on. I think we could have a few more brewers, though. We could make a little papyrus industry. Jesus Christ. Oops. Don't want the fire to spread. So, yeah, some people died. But it's better than the fire spreading. Yeah, I forgot I didn't quite have coverage for firemen there. I'm glad you're doing well. It's always nice that people are doing well. No, we could build a little papyrus industry. It's not necessary, but... do like the idea of turning the city into its very own industrial powerhouse. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. I can make up a papyrus industry over here. Can't quite make a roadblock there. Wages are falling. Oh, happy day. Happy, happy, happy day. Yep. Extra money if you can find a city to come by. Yeah, it's annoying that our raw materials are stone, and not even an interesting kind, but a necessary kind. And gold. Ah, construction blessing, my favorite thing ever. When the gods get up their collective asses and... well, help me out. In fact, Bast, you've been so kind to us. That you can have a temple to you here. And can I squeeze one to Ra in here? No, let's just squeeze you in here as well. And a temple complex to Ptah will... is completely useless to us, honestly, but... actually, let's build a temple to Bast, to the bust. The Bast, let's burn you down to the ground. And with you fellows. And I'm sorry, you've been relocated to make room for a temple. Actually. Let's switch them around. So it looked like they're actually facing the right direction for the roads. Of course, Ptah himself cannot be forgotten. So let's do something like this. Sure. It'll make us more efficient given all the bonuses that this has. Off the top of my head, I cannot remember them, but one was like, essentially just reduce the amount of goods you need. And the speed at which you make them is increased. Off the top of my head. Now, who sells reeds? Salima doesn't. Abu does not. Badet does. Good. We don't need as many reeds as we... oh yeah, sure. I'm drowning in stone. There you go. Have fun. Knock yourself out, Pharaoh. I hope they fall on you. Yeah, only Badet sells reeds. So let's build a storage yard. You will be... No, you'll be accepting up to quarter yard of reeds. I suppose we'll build you over here. It's just what you want next to your pyramid. A bloody storage yard. Build our beloved firehouses and architect's posts. Actually, let's build them over here. In that little bit of land that can't be used for much else. You will focus on getting as many reeds as you can, which won't be much. And accepting up to half a yard of papyrus. And you will be focused on accepting up to half a yard of papyrus. Well, no, an entire yard of papyrus. I'm going to be building some scribal schools. Because remember, kids, as long as they're not a 3x3 building, they're still not rich enough to not work jobs. I thought we were important. No, I didn't tell it to import yet. Whoops. I just say 1,600. We'll never get that high because I don't think we even have the resources to be able to do that. Yeah, that works out nicely. It's not the prettiest little corner, but... And we'll do something very similar with flax. You'll be... Ooh. Get as much flax as you can. You will get... I suppose up to a half a yard. Just to make sure that, you know, the stuff can flow to here. What's unemployment looking like? 6%. Tolerable, but we can do better than that. Yes, I know we need a trade route. It's annoying that I can't build one here. Kingdom standing climbs, of course. You've got new orders, man. You deal with the linen because you're one tile closer than the other one. And you'll deal with the getting of the flags. One tile closer makes all the difference in the world. Yeah, it seems to be working out fine for you. Lovely. How are the gods looking? Congenial, even. Making good money selling this game meat. With an M. What do you want from my life, Jesus? Stop being so... And now employees needed, of course. Oh, we need more employees. Wah. Wah. Minutes earlier. Wah, we're unemployed. They do love complaining about everything. We should have enough work camps that we can safely burn one down to the ground and replace you with a hunting lodge. The pyramid is mostly complete anyway. I'll just keep them around as employment sinks, or let's dispatch. Oh, yeah, sure. And oh no, yeah, we gotta do the whole provisions BS. But first, let's start importing the flax. We need to open the trade route. You could help me out a bit with that. Who was it with the flax? Abu, I believe. Yes. Abu. Or Abu. Not to be confused with Apu. Open one to you to sell the flax, because the other one doesn't seem to be too willing to part with it. And now we're a well-traded city. Import to maintain 3,200. That should be enough. But of course we want to export our linen when we're over, say, 1,200. Ooh, bounty of foods and goods. Essentially what it does is any food or goods that it has is increased, I believe. Currently has, mind you. So this one's apparently out of food, but what else? I like this one. Let's improve the area by building a statue. Urban renewal at its finest. Okay, so how is it going? Soon our weavers will be able to start operating on making food. You. No, I need another storage yard around here. For getting purposes. Get half a yard of linen, and get half a yard of papyrus. That should all be able to work out nicely. Excuse me. Now, let's see. What else do we need? We need to buy some stone off the... well, someone, actually. Don't care about who, as long as we get the stone. Except or granite. It's annoying that you can only import to maintain and not import to... Actually, I can import to maintain. 15. Because I only need 15. For the sarcophagus. Because Pharaoh is, well, he's very particular with where he's buried, you know? I mean, I get it, you're Pharaoh and everything. You're better than all of us put together, but... also a bit of a prick. I mean, no offense, but you are a bit of a prick. How the gods looking? Happy enough. Let's bath, do your magic, either throw everyone else a festival so they keep getting bonuses, or fill everyone's houses with foods and bellies with whatever they want. There you go. Throw in a festival, everyone else is happy. Hooray. Certain mechanics that I learned about afterwards. Hear nothing, see nothing, and say nothing. That's the safest course of action. What can I say? Hey. You wouldn't want your wages keep falling. Lovely. Oh yeah, you wouldn't want your lovely little... Oh no, your lovely granary to have an accident, eh? You know, it's a awfully flammable granary. Hey. Being Italian, there are plenty of jokes on the mafia. Gotta cope somehow. The desirability of the dwelling area must improve. Fancy residence. Ooh, fancy schmancy. Okay, we need 3,500 people, so we're good on that. Medium statues galore. Now you're telling me yes, you want jewelry or ebony. I'm not gonna let you get jewelry or ebony on your hands. Not because I dislike you, but because once you start doing that you become useless, well, scribes. And I do need some employment, and I'd probably make an entire block dedicated to rich people. 'Cause that's how I like to do it, just have a standard blocks, 2x2 with some gardens behind or whatever. Shrines, if I have the money, and it's space that's being used for something. Okay. Obviously, overseer of monuments. Dispatch you. Dispatch you. Dispatch you. Dispatch you. All we need is 100 more wood and we should be mostly good with this scenario. Mostly. Stop importing. We never wanted your granite anyway. Oh god. I forgot to do something. Except all, and then everything's just... Oh god. Why do you want luxury goods? Like every other city in this damn country makes luxury goods. Screw it, screw it, screw it. We are just gonna... How many do you want? 300 luxury goods. Yeah, it's not worth setting up an entire industry just to have luxury goods. You. Empty. Pottery. No, I don't want you here. Empty. Go away. What's so bad about the desirability of this dwelling area? Let me... Pray tell. Why is this dwelling area so shite? If it's so shite, you're getting your houses replaced by a damn lioness sitting down. There you go. Is this what you wanted? Your neighbor's now a piece of stone. Anxiously awaits them. Yeah, well, I'm trying to import them, but... Did I even set it to import? I did. And we'll stockpile it, just in case. And accept all luxury goods there. Because that's what I missed out on. Yeah. Pyramid's almost done, 96% complete. What do I do? Increases my reputation somewhat. I like the one where he trades more with me. He gets people to trade more. Why is the entrance here and not here? This is one of the many mysteries of Pharaoh that I will never understand. Yep, it can now. Thanks for pointing it out. I mean, until very, very, very recently I had forgotten to set it up for luxury goods, but thanks for reminding me. I'm very forgetful with these things. But I didn't call myself a noob for nothing. No worries, Mind Builder. I'm glad someone else is also paying attention, because if only I were, it'd be disastrous. Okay, why are you guys devolving? Ah, they're annoyed because they only have one god. Temple to... That's, okay, look, we're burning down the Temple to Bast over here, because otherwise someone's gonna get pissy. AKA whichever one of you doesn't have the same amount of temples as the other one of you, which is only something I found out quite recently, actually. Ah, they trade even more than they did previously. I like that. Oh yeah, absolutely. There's so many things to keep track of. Okay, they were devolving, but now they're evolving. No, they're devolving. They've run out of beer. Well, beer's right here. Bazaar just... Ah, yes. Gold mine collapse is your favorite thing ever. I mean, I couldn't improve the supply of beer by building a second bazaar. That's an idea and a half. Don't deal with you. Oh, you just deal with beer and linen. Excuse me. Also, employees are needed. That's easily fixed. There we go. Want more humies? You get more humies. Just, you know. You also get a stonking huge statue. Looking over your houses. How many employees are needed? No, we've got unemployment again, obviously. Obviously. Still, one thing I did forget to do was do this. Increase the yield of our farms. Even though we have so much damn food. We got enough food for 26 months. So even if everything just collapsed and finished that permit. Beautiful. Aren't we great? No access to water. Water guy, hurry up. Bazaar lady, hurry up. These people. We have 20 people who live here. 80 people who live here, and apparently it's a better place to live. No, not even. 88 in this house. Shanty towns are apparently less spatially efficient than elegant residences. Or fancy residences, whatever kind of residence you'd like to talk about. Yes, I know, like, it makes sense. The better your house, the more people you can have in it, the more space dense it is, etc, etc, etc. And it's probably holdover from Caesar, where you had insulae and stuff, so like you'd have the actual houses would become bigger. And not only more fancy. But, oh well. I'll have to play Caesar eventually. Well, not have to. But I want to. Yeah, I can imagine living in a house with 88 other people. I know Italian families are big, but like 88 other people. Well, I mean, if you have like 3 families together, like 3, 4. I don't know, like my family's pretty small, actually. Because you know how the modern world is, nuclear families are the way to go, but we do, but like, growing up it was like, me, my parents, my grandparents and I, so like 5 people. But if you go down to the south, there you've got more non-nuclear families, more multi-generation households, and whilst they won't necessarily live in the same house like the entire family, they'll live in fairly close proximity, like maybe in the same town or village, or in the same neighborhood if it's in the city. Keep fairly close, not always of course. Oh, we got unemployment of 18% now. I want to fix that before I finish the mission. I don't know why I want to do that before I finish the mission. There's no need to do it, but I do want to do that. In fact, I want it so much I'm going to build a random pavilion over here. Because these absorb people like there's no tomorrow. God damn it, ostrich. You gangly, uncoordinated bitch. Let's make another clown college, because you can never have enough of these. And make a nice little layer of gardens around our pyramid. Oh, Royal Judge Moss the Ninth. Due to high winds, driving sands have obscured the roads, completely covering them over in some spots. Merchants aren't willing to risk losing their way in such conditions, and aren't venturing out until winds abate. No merchants will be able to get through. Obviously. There we go. Our pyramid now has 2 statues right next to it that only cost 150 debens, but are roughly half the height of it. Sure. How's our unemployment situation? It's still 18%, because of course it is. Well, you know what to do when the people start getting all pissy and demanding work and we need work, we need jobs, give us jobs. You send them all into the camps, work camps that is. No, really, we have work camps. Why do you have poor access to workers? Why? Just go over here, you'll be fine. Yes, it's not that hard. Annoyingly enough though, yeah, we are going to run out of clay. So I'm going to do something. And save this as Saqqara. Given the lack of clay, it won't be perfect, but we should be able to maintain a city of this size indefinitely. Forgetting about the whole, 85% prosperity. High unemployment holds us back, but you know how it is. I could build more work camps if I wanted. Actually, there's one thing I do want to do before. Export went over 1,200 papyrus. We have a bunch of papyrus and we could be making even more money off of it. Second type of food, I suppose I could wrangle that a bit better. But I think the mission is about as good as done. Anything else here would be gratuitous. After all, we've completed all the objectives, we've built the pyramid, we made it marginally pretty, moderately pretty, somewhat pretty. We have a nice little housing block here with elegant residences, which we could make nicer, but like, how are the gods feeling? Particularly bastardly? No. Let's build a couple of shrines to Ptah. And yeah, look at that. They become nicer. Yep, they should evolve. You need... you also fancy a residence and those. These two houses here are small and tiny and pathetic because there's not enough space. But yeah, we got everything we need. We got loads of money. Loads of money united from... well, taxes for one thing, actually. But mostly... mine gold is actually not a significant portion of our income anymore. Depends on the size of the house. We have one with about 5,000 inhabitants. Really now, is it that those extra long buildings that they have in places, those like mega apartment blocks? I know there's some monstrously long ones in Russia. Pretty long one in, I think it was Vienna, I believe. Yeah, we're making lots and lots of good money from trade, theoretically. Imports cost a lot, but exports earn a fair bit more. And this year we've been making great money on the exports. So yeah, let's save up this scenario, Saqqara, so I can come back here and admire the city and make any tweaks that I might want to make. And dispatch the final provisions. Ignore that unemployment, they'll look. Dispatch the final provisions to... where were you? Here. The last 100 pieces of wood. And victory. We won. We are the best. Hooray.
The feat you have accomplished is unmatched. With your wisdom, a massive pyramid unlike anything that has been seen before stretches toward the sky and guarantees immortality to our beloved Pharaoh.
Now, Ave Pharaoh. Now we have two missions ahead of us. Meidum, which should be the peaceful one, and Serabit Kadim, which I guess is the warlike one. Let's check out the briefings.
Like Den before him, Pharaoh Huli has ordered an expedition into the harsh land of Sinai to acquire turquoise, gemstones, and copper. He wishes you to lead this expedition to a place called Serabit Kadim,
Serabit,
where
not
the
Serabit.
remains of an
Okay.
earlier Egyptian outpost may still be found. Their current condition is unknown, but they may still provide some means of defense for the expedition. You should be aware that the last such expedition sent to this area never returned. A later expedition sent to recover them also did not. Nevertheless, if we are to arm our soldiers adequately, our kingdom needs copper for making weapons, and this metal is scarce in our land.
So we're sending another expedition which won't return.
For you will be under constant threat of attack
That's...
from the Bedouin of the
makes a
Sinai
lot of
Desert,
sense.
and from our enemies, the Canaanites.
The Canaanites,
Copper
Jesus.
and gemstones you may under these conditions, and be prompt in fulfilling Pharaoh's requests. You may employ jewelers to use any surplus gemstones to fashion jewelry for the people occupying the settlement.
I'm a big fan of, what's it called? Peaceful missions, though. So let's check out Meidum and see if that sounds any better. Game's having some trouble registering my clicks. Oh no, wait, no, you have to click here. There we go. I'm just an idiot. I like building monuments.
Pharaoh
It's fun.
Huli wishes to spend everlasting eternity in a stepped pyramid like that of Joseph before him.
Nice for
He
you.
wishes to be surrounded
Good
by
for
the
you.
tombs of his nobles, and his chosen Meidum in Lower
Meidum.
Egypt is the site for this royal necropolis. As a symbol of thanks for the many generations of faithful service provided by your house, Huni has also consented to allow you to be interred at Meidum in your own tomb.
About damn
In
time,
doing this,
Huni.
he has also conferred great honor upon your family.
How could I not choose this mission?
To ensure that the wisdom and learning of Egypt is preserved through the ages, Pharaoh Huni also urges the construction of royal libraries. Once filled with scrolls of papyrus, these will provide higher education to the upper classes. Pharaoh has sent another of his faithful courtiers on an expedition to Serebet Kadim, in the harsh land of Sinai, to acquire turquoise gemstones. If this expedition is a success, you may look forward to importing gemstones from there. Jewelers can use these to fashion jewelry, a valuable luxury good for the people of your city. The once thriving city of Bedet has begun to decline and
What a
no
shame.
longer exports many of the commodities they were once known for.
We built that city though, but that a few streams ago. Well, maybe it was last stream. No, it was Abu and Abydos. Abiju, something like that. And I think there was the one before that we did by that. In any case, this is the mission we'll be doing next time, Meidum. Nice looking map, it's nice and green, but it's got a little bit of an annoyance. Early on we'll only be able to farm here, for grain. But it's good. Given that we have to build, well, a stepped pyramid complex, it needs to be connected to water. It can't be on this side of the Nile, because religious reasons. So we'll probably build it right here, unless we can get away with... Probably here. We'll work on making a little housing block around these parts, so we can connect to these farms, which are the first way will be to... The first way we'll be able to feed ourselves. And then we'll be able to move our grain operations to this side for the water crossings. Interesting that you should ask, Blubber. You cannot rotate it. The reason for this is that you know how the sun rises in the east, right? And it sets in the west. From what I remember, the Egyptians had to build what if changed camera view? No, it has to be connected to the Nile and it cannot be rotated, unfortunately. The game's too cunning for that. From what I remember, the Egyptians like to keep their necropolises and any sort of building that requires burial buildings on the eastern side of the Nile. No, sorry, the western side, where the sun dies for symbolic reasons. Whilst cities and other stuff would tend to be on the eastern side. So west for the dead, east for the living. Of course, I'd imagine that cities were also built on the eastern side. Sorry, the western side. Because it'd be foolish not to, but that's where they kept their dead. At least initially. But you can apparently build them on the eastern side here. But I suppose that's why they didn't let it rotate. That's my assumption. Maybe I'm reading too much into this. But no, you cannot rotate. Change the camera, nothing happens. Let's crank down that speed. And end the stream because, well, as fun as Pharaoh is, and I really do enjoy it, it's getting fairly late and I will not be able to squeeze in another mission before... Well, it'll take me at least another couple of hours and I don't really want to be streaming until 5 AM. It's already 2:30. It's a decent time. Thanks, Blubber. Thanks for the good night. You have a good day, because, yeah, it's pretty early around your part. So yeah, next time I may stream tomorrow, I may stream on Friday. Yeah. People do need this sleep thing. Perhaps you do as well. What would I know? Yeah. Allegedly. That's what I hear. Oh, you're welcome, Bummer. Thank you all for watching. If you've enjoyed what you've seen, please consider subscribing. Well, following actually, not subscribing. Not at that point yet. If you want to see more streams. If not, thank you for passing by anyway. I hope you've enjoyed yourselves, and have a good night, and goodbye.